Alright, what's up you guys? Yo, it's your boy the Kryptonian Saiyan bringing you a review for One Piece chapter 161. And I'm really glad this chapter was here simply for the reason that it really puts Crocodile in a pretty cool light for me, man. Because I was always wondering, this was in the back of my mind after we saw a lot of Vivi's personality and just the characteristics that she displayed as being a good leader and also the potential of being a good ruler. I was like, well, the people see Crocodile as a hero. And Vivi has this personality. I was like, if her father is evil, I could see it. But when we saw Vivi, I didn't get that vibe. And I was just wondering, how the hell did Crocodile pull this off? You know? And at first I was thinking it might have been like some type of devil fruit ability. And I'm going to lean more towards the bleach side. I know this isn't his ability. I know this much, but I'm going to lean towards the bleach side for this. I was thinking, well, maybe he's got something like Aizen with his Kokyo Suigetsu or his perfect hypnosis. And I was thinking it might have been something like that, right? And the thing is when Vivi breaks down how Crocodile used the rain powder in order to turn the country against her father, oh, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. That was really clever. I like how Oda did it and just the build up throughout the chapter towards that revelation as you're reading it. And you're reading first the science behind it, how the rain powder gathers the moisture from the smaller clouds in nearby nations. As you're reading that, you're going, oh shit, this is where this is going. And sure enough, that leads to people being upset. And then when those people get upset, they tend to go towards war, fighting, whatever, you know? And in this case, I like how Crocodile used this rain powder that was needed for this particular part of Alabasta. How he used that and planted more of it inside of the royal palace to turn the people against Vivi's father. Very clever. I like that. And it gets into just this bigger thing. You know, I like how with One Piece and for a manga that is years old, how it is using information, or not information, but using topics that are relevant now, but also borrowing from stuff in the past. You know, I don't know how many of you guys know what Hitler's motivations were in World War II, but part of the reason why he was able to rise to power is because he was, you know, doing a lot of social stuff for the country. Hitler, and I'm not trying to praise the man, Hitler did some good stuff in Germany. He had some fucked up views. Do not get me wrong on that. I'm not trying to offend anybody. If I get anybody that might be of a Jewish descent or anything that's watching this, I'm not saying that you know, Hitler was, you know, God walking on water. I'm not even saying that shit. Hello, I'm black. No way in fucking hell am I going to say that. You know, Hitler didn't have the best view of African Americans either. But the thing is when you look at how he tapped into that outrage and anger that a lot of people in Germany had, and how Germany kind of got fucked over at the end of World War One for, you know, for what I feel might be good reason, but neither here nor there. I like how this is a similar thing to where you have an evil guy playing on the rage of the public to get where he needs to go. So that was pretty cool. I like that, and I just like how Vivi, you can see as she's telling the story that she is gradually getting emotional and worked up. So that was cool. I can't wait to see that bit animated. But I want to touch on two things in this chapter. The first thing I want to touch on is actually the cover story, okay? And I hadn't really touched on the last two cover stories. You know, as you guys know, I only really, you know, talk about the cover stories when I find something in them interesting. And in this case, I like where this thing with Django's going, because I almost feel like there's an alliance being formed, you know? Like when you look at this and you look at how they're drawn, okay? They're fighting back to back. Like that's huge. I don't see this alliance breaking up. If it does break up, Oda better have a good reason. I think that could be a pretty cool dynamic right there. Just a duo, a team, if you will. And I know some of you guys have told me in the past that One Piece, there are alliances formed as the series goes on. So I would be very, very interested to see if this is going to be one of them, man. I like where, again, I like where this is going, but the other thing with this chapter, once again, Oda continues his pattern of using humor to break tension, or in this case, to give you a little padding before you get to the tension. I like where this is going, and I've said this in other videos. This is actually a trait that Akira Toriyama used in the Dragon Ball manga. If you have not read it, I started to do the reviews on this channel for it, and I broke off because the thing with Dragon Ball, it's only 520 chapters, okay? Like, it's a very quick-ass read. And I know you're like, well, shit, saying you can catch up on One Piece like that. I'm taking my time with One Piece because I wanna grow this section. One Piece is still still ongoing. Dragon Ball, that manga, it finished like in the fucking like 80s or 90s or something like that. So Dragon Ball is over 30 years old. So big difference. But with all that being said, very quick read. You can read it in a few days or whatnot, and it's something you see. Toriyama would have tension breaks before he dropped a bomb on you. That's what Oda's doing here. So this was really good. And what I'm referring to, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, is I was very disappointed in Usopp, man. Usopp got his ass whooped. And he got his ass whooped by, I don't know if you guys know anything about Team 4 Star, but they had a Dragon Ball Xenoverse playthrough, and they created this Majin Buu character, and they named him Dumpling, okay? Like, this dude looks like a version of Dumpling. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, Usopp, I am very disappointed. I mean, I am extremely disappointed he got beat up that badly. This is the same dude who took on, like, the Sharks were all along and stood up to Kuro's men, and you get beat up by this thing. Oh my god, I am super disappointed in Usopp, man. Super disappointed. Like, don't get me wrong, I know Usopp isn't the combat type, but he's done like a few small things that where I was like, yo, I can get down with this dude. No way in hell now, man. I can't believe. And I get it, it's the humor, but fuck, man. And it makes sense. Usopp's the only one who can get one shot at like that. And I like how Luffy, after he beats up the little walrus thing too, Vivi tells him, well, now you have to be his master. And Luffy's just like, alright, wax on, wax off, motherfucker. Like, what the fuck, man? Luffy's teaching them how to fight, and I'm looking at this, and at first I'm like, if Luffy breaks off into some martial arts or some shit, I'm calling bullshit, okay? But I like how it went, and I like how Chopper had to bribe them with food in order to get them to leave Luffy alone. And Luffy's just like, shit, why not just bring him with us? And I'm like, on one hand, that would be kind of cool to see Luffy kind of have like little minions and he directs them. But at the same time, I can get why you don't want them brought on. And speaking of Luffy, Oda uses comedy in order to drop a bombshell on you. Like, what I found is when I'm smiling or laughing too much while I'm reading a One Piece chapter, if it isn't this chapter, it's the next one. He's going to drop something on my ass where I go, fuck, that's fucked up. Like, in this chapter, it opens up with Luffy saying to Nami, what do you mean this place is green? You see all this fucking sand? And at first I'm going, Luffy's got a good point. Luffy isn't the sharpest knife in the drawer, but he's just like, I see sand. And this is the same dude who was just like, let's go get this rebel leader. And they have to tell him we're not even there yet. We're still half a day out. Like, when Luffy points out the obvious that you either fucked up or he's missing the big picture. So I like how Nami just, kind of broke it down for him, and Vivi kind of added more onto it. Then it launches into Vivi's story. So this was pretty cool, man. Overall, very entertaining chapter. I'm not gonna give this one five senzu beans. I started to, but I can't really give it 5. And the only reason why I can't do it is maybe if we got a little more with the upper ranking members of the Baroque works, because they're riding on their way now. So if we got a little more with them, a little more of the dynamic, especially after the last chapter, I would have liked to see that. If we would have got a little more with Crocodile and Miss All Sunday talking about the lizards that they sent out, just just a little more. Like, I just want more information about them. You know, we know a lot and we got a lot through Vivi, but this is one of those moments where I want to see it now. Like, I want to see this unfold, and I'm sure Oda, he's built up enough rapport with me as a reader to where I can kind of just, you know, go along with it. But I wanted to see more, and I'm sure he's going to show that later on in the arc. But this is just something I just wanted to see more of. But guys, let me know what your favorite part in this chapter was. I don't really have a chapter question for you guys, so feel free to talk about whatever the fuck you want. You can even turn this into another fairy tale One Piece discussion if you want. But as always, if you like anything I had to say, make sure you hit that like button, comment, rate, subscribe, share. I will greatly appreciate it. But that's it. Thanks for watching. Have an awesome day.
灰色の瞳